Hey guys, welcome back to Chloe & Co. I just want to start off by saying I hope everyone is doing okay. I know that this is a crazy time, and I know for me it is up and down every day. Some days I feel good, I feel productive, and I just feel close to nature and close to God. And then other days, like this morning, I just literally put a hood on and laid in bed and didn't want to do anything. I'm sure you guys can relate to that in some way. I've had lots of up and down days, but today I wanted to film a video because I wanted to get out of the funk, first of all. And one thing that really helps me get out of this funk, especially during this time, is actually getting ready for the day. So today I'm going to be showing y'all a quick get ready with me. Of course, to stay inside, I'm not going anywhere, but I just know that this can kind of help me get in a little bit better mood, feel a little bit more put together besides just sweats. And also I'm going to be sharing kind of my favorite things at the moment during this isolation time to help either kind of get me through, get me in a better mood, or just feel more put together. So as I take you guys along to get ready with me, I will kind of be talking about my favorite things and using some of them while I get ready. So first I'm going to start off with makeup. Oh, by the way, I just got out of the shower. My hair is pretty wet. It's starting to dry a little bit, but that's okay, and you'll see why in a minute, why I want it kind of dry. But first I'm starting off with my makeup, and I'm just putting some primer on. And I have shown you guys this primer before. It is the Glossier Priming Moisturizer, and it just helps you kind of keep that dewy, natural look that you guys know I love. I forgot to go damp my beauty blender, so I'll be right back. Now I'm going to put on a little bit of coverage, a little bit of foundation, and this is going to bring me to my first, I guess, quarantine isolation favorite at the moment, and that is this CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. And I'm absolutely in love with this because it's pretty light coverage, which you basically need no coverage at home, but just when you want a little something, this is a really good go-to. It's super light and liquidy and very kind of moisturizing, and feels actually really fresh, which it actually says in the name. Feels cooling, and just like, it honestly feels like it's good for your skin. So I'm going to be using this today, but I am going to be mixing this with my It Cosmetics CC cream because this one is a little bit light for me, and I've been in the sun a lot more lately, and this one's pretty dark, so I'm going to actually just mix those today. Basically not for coverage, but just because of the color. Okay, now I'm moving on to concealer, and I'm just going to put a little bit right here. Not much to conceal at the moment. And I'm using what I always use, the Fit Me concealer. So now to give me some color, I'm going to put on a little bit of bronzer. And again, I'm using the Hoola Light Bronzer. I have shown this in a couple other videos, I believe, or maybe just one. And I like this a lot. Now I'm going to tackle my crazy brows, and I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer, and it's kind of the thicker end one. I think I've showed this before. And yeah, so now I'm just going to add a little bit to my brows. Nothing crazy, just a few natural little strokes, but that's about it. And of course I have to go in with some clear brow gel because y'all know my brows be crazy and have a mind of their own. So I have to tape them down a bit. Okay, and now with that same bronzer, where's it? I already put it away. Okay, now with that same bronzer, I'm just gonna, wrong brush. Now with that same bronzer, I'm gonna put a little bit of it on my eyelid. Don't know why I forgot that. Also, this is just gonna look really natural, and it's super easy. You need absolutely no technique. Don't need to be good at makeup to do this. And you can pretty much use any bronzer you have, and it will already most likely go well with your skin color. So that's a good little hack. So now I'm going to go on with a little bit of highlight, and this is the Glossier Halo Scope, and this is in the color quartz. I think I've shown you guys this before. And what I like to do is warm it up in my finger like this. I don't like to directly apply it to my face. I just feel like it doesn't go on too well. So if you warm it up in your finger a little bit, it goes on quite a bit better and you have a little bit more control of it. And I don't even know if you guys can really tell what this looks like, but it gives a super natural glow and it just kind of brings a little bit of life back into your face. Now for one of my favorite parts, blush, and I am obsessed with this. This is the Glossier Cloud Paint, and I've definitely shown you guys this before as well, but you know, if something's good, I don't put it down and then try a new product. Every once in a while I'll try a new product just for the fun of it kind of, but if something works and you like it, just keep using it. And nobody can afford a new makeup routine every other week. I know this kind of looks crazy when you first put it on, but it blends out so nicely. And I'll show you guys kind of what I do to kind of buff it out a little bit. But I put a little bit on the bridge of my nose right here because that's kind of naturally where the sun would hit you, especially if you had a little sunburn. So I just kind of bring it all the way up like this and then a little bit on the bridge of my nose. And it still looks crazy, obviously, although I do like a lot of blush. But I'll go back in with my beauty blender and I'll kind of just, again, kind of act like I'm doing concealer, and it kind of buffs out this harsh line. So I go back in like that. Maybe even go a little bit on the bridge of my nose if it's kind of heavy, and I'll go along the bottom. So basically just buffing out kind of those hard edges from where you stopped putting the blush. And that just kind of gets rid of that super harsh look of it. Time for mascara, and if you can't tell, I love Glossier, but I'm using another Glossier product, and this is the Lash Slick. And this is probably my favorite mascara ever because it is super natural looking, and yeah, it doesn't clump together. To me, I love the way it looks. It's really natural. I am not a fan of super clumpy, well, no one's a fan of clumpy eyelashes, but some people like a lot of mascara, and I'm just not a fan, and I'm doing a natural face, so I gotta have a natural mascara. I believe this one is like one of those microfiber mascaras, so it kind of sticks little fibers onto the ends and makes them a little bit longer, which I don't even necessarily care that it does that. I just like how natural it ends up looking. I guess while I'm doing this, I can talk about another quarantine isolation favorite that I have at the moment. So I know everyone isn't into podcasts, but I actually really like them. Now, I only like a select few, but the few that I do like, I'm like in love with, and I do listen pretty much weekly. One of my favorite podcasts at the moment is the What We Said podcast, and basically it's just two best friends that basically just sit down and chat about anything, and it's so fun to listen to. A lot of the times they'll have people write in crazy stories, like I think this past week they did crazy proposal stories, so I guess like proposals that went wrong, or just some bad things that happened, or even I think they've shared good stories as well, but yeah, people will write in their stories of whatever subject they're doing that week, and they'll read them on the podcast, and it's so fun to listen to. It literally feels like you're sitting in your room with your girlfriends and just chatting away. So I really find that during this time, listening to something like that just gets me in a better mood, and it immediately makes me feel like I'm surrounded by friends, because they're kind of talking about what you only talk about with your best friends. If you haven't heard their podcast, definitely check it out. Now I'm just adding a little bit of lipstick. I'm using the Milani Naked, that's the name of it, lipstick. And again, this is just really natural and just enhances your natural lip color a little bit. Okay, so we're done with makeup. This is basically what I do when I just want to feel made up a little bit, but aren't necessarily like going on a date or doing anything that crazy. Like today I'm staying home, but it just felt good to put on a little bit of makeup and feel like I look nice. And if I wasn't talking, that would have taken me like 5 minutes or less, so pretty easy. Okay, so now I'm gonna tackle my hair, and there's a reason I wanted it half wet. Now these front pieces, I'm probably gonna wet them a little bit more. I'm gonna go wet my brush and just kind of brush through some of the dry areas of my hair. But I'm gonna talk about now probably my biggest favorite of this quarantine time at the moment, and it is this. This is the Revlon One Step Blow Dryer, and I cannot tell you how much I love this, and you will see. I will show you why this is so good. I'm not one to fix my hair very much. I would rather do my makeup, and I'm a little bit more into makeup, but my hair, I kind of just care less about it. But sometimes you just want to feel put together, and especially during this time when you're in a little funk, fixing your hair can make you feel better. I never really blow dry my hair because when I do, first of all, it poofs up really big, and then I have to work from that. So I usually let it air dry and then I just fix it from there. But sometimes you want that smooth, kind of sleek blowout look, but it's really hard to do with a brush and a blow dryer, especially if your hair is a little bit longer, it gets tangled. But this, my friend, is what you need if you want a nice blowout in less than 10 minutes, depending on your hair. My hair is, I would say, fairly thick, and I actually just cut like 4 inches off of it. I made my mom do it on a whim like a few days ago. Anyway, but this takes me about 10 minutes. Maybe I'll time it so I can actually show y'all how long it takes. But it literally leaves your hair feeling like you just came out of the salon. So I'm gonna do kind of a sped up montage of me using this, but I'm actually gonna time it on my phone so I can show you how long it takes me. And again, I would say I have fairly thick hair and I'm gonna work in sections a little bit. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. I meant to tell you guys, but always use a heat protectant before putting heat on your hair. Oh, also, this is made for wet hair, so that's another cool thing about it. You don't have to let your hair fully dry, but I would say don't do it on directly damp hair, just because I think it will obviously take longer and probably cause a little bit more damage. So to just lessen the damage and lessen the time, do it on, I would say like halfway dry. Like this is pretty good. I wet my brush and I'm just gonna brush through the fronts because those are already pretty dry. But yeah, all like underneath here is still pretty wet. So I would say like halfway through and then maybe just wet in those areas that you want to really style before they completely dry. Okay, my hair is complete. I just did a really simple blow dry. I just went under every piece, even went under with my bangs. And then usually I will go in kind of with a big barrel curler and kind of curl them back, maybe curl a few top pieces to give it a little bit more of a wave because I'm not a big fan of board straight hair. But yeah, that literally took me 11 minutes to do my hair. So, you know, I would say between 10 to 15 minutes depending on the hair, maybe even less. So that is definitely one of my top favorite things at the moment during quarantine to kind of help me feel ready, and it is super, super quick and easy. And trust me when I say that if I can do this, you can do this, because I am not good at hair at all. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a few curls to kind of give it more of the look exactly that I like, but I have left it just like this and I like it just like this. But yeah, I'm just gonna add a little bit more curl to it. While I'm waiting for my curling iron to heat up, I'm gonna talk about another favorite at the moment, and that is books. As you guys know, I probably will add books into all my favorites videos because I read, I would say, fairly often, and I always have a new favorite book. So obviously that is one good way to use your pastime during this crazy situation, and kind of, I guess, a healthier way instead of being on social media or Netflix, which there's nothing wrong with those things, but sometimes you just need a break from the screens, okay? But the first book I want to talk about is this one. It's called In 5 Years, and I think I saw this one online and I read the little description about it and I ordered it, and it is so good. The ending, very, very, very disappointing, but also good in a way because it was not predictable at all, and most books I read are pretty predictable. So I liked that I could not predict what was going to happen, and even what did happen in the end was a little bit disappointing to me because it's not what I wanted to happen. But again, it wasn't super cliche. This is a super, super, super good book. I love it. It's really entertaining during quarantine. Another book that I've read recently is called One of Us is Lying, and my boyfriend actually gifted me this one because he knows I love murder mysteries. So yeah, this one is a murder mystery. Nothing too crazy or gory, so if you're a little bit queasy or get scared easily like me, this is definitely a good foot in the door for murder mysteries. And again, murder mysteries are super entertaining during this time as well. Okay, so now I'm going to get to curling my hair, and like I said, I just want to add a few. And let me preface, this curling iron I've had for, I don't know, I'd say 10 plus years, and I don't necessarily like it. It doesn't work very well. But my favorite Kristen S curling iron has been with my boyfriend for the last 3 or 4 months. And I haven't seen him in over a month because of quarantine. So, don't have my curling iron or my boyfriend at the moment. But it's fine. If any of y'all didn't know, my boyfriend and I actually do long distance, so we have chosen kind of not to see each other. I guess not chosen not to see each other during this time, but I feel like people are still traveling around, and I just feel like I shouldn't be doing that, so we kind of both agreed not to see each other until the stay-at-home order is not in place anymore. I would say that 90% of the days I just don't really get ready. I mean, obviously I shower and stuff, but I don't necessarily put on makeup or even cute clothes at all, just because basically there's kind of no point. But sometimes there's a point when you feel down a little bit, and I was definitely feeling down this morning, so this will definitely help me get out of my little funk. But I want to know if you guys have been getting ready. Or have you just been in PJs all day? Because either is fine. I've mostly been in PJs, to be honest. Another thing I've really enjoyed doing during this time is going on daily walks, especially with my dog. I'm here with my mom, so we usually go on a walk every day or almost every day, and that really helps us kind of get out of the house and get some sun. I cannot explain to you how much getting sun has actually helped my mood. I mean, that's pretty obvious. It's kind of scientific, but it really, really has. So if you are in a position to where you can do that, I would definitely suggest doing that. Okay, so this side is done. I barely added curl, and this actually doesn't even curl that well, but it's kind of nice to have not a huge curl. It's very soft and voluminous kind of, but yeah, you can see the difference between this side and this side. This side still looks good. That blow dryer did a really good job, and some people like their hair straight, but I just like a little bit more bounce to it. So yeah, now I'm gonna do it to this side. Okay, so time to talk about another isolation / quarantine. I feel like quarantine is just such a serious word, but that's what everyone's saying right now. So another quarantine favorite that I really am enjoying at the moment is the Whitney Simmons workout app. It is called Alive, and she launched it, I would say, a month or 2 ago. I'm not exactly sure, but as we all know, she is pretty much the gym queen, and I like the gym, but I am not a gym-based girl, I would say. I like functional, more athletic, not just at home, but kind of plyometric workouts. So that's kind of, I guess, more of what I like. But she just came out with a new program within her app called Alive Inside, and so it is a 4-week program that you can do all from home. The only equipment you need is some weights and some booty bands. So most people do have that, but I would say you could do it without the booty bands. Just have a few pair of weights or whatever you have around the house. I'm actually on the last week of it, and y'all, it is good. It is a good mix of weights and cardio, and that's again what I love. It has changed my body pretty drastically, I would say, within the last 3 weeks, and it has also helped me feel more in shape. It's kept me motivated during this time. It's all timed, so you don't have a lot of time in between moves, which I actually prefer, because first of all, you burn more that way, and second of all, it kind of helps you stay in it without getting out of the mood to do it, I guess. And usually I honestly come up with my own workouts to do at home, but I just wasn't motivated when all this kind of quarantine started, and so I was like, you know what, I need to try something new to help keep me motivated to work out, and I just didn't want to have the brain energy to come up with something new every day. So Starting this program really helped me kind of just get back into the motivation of working out and not having to think about it, just following what she says. So if you guys want to check that out, definitely do that, because that is a very good program that I am loving to do while in quarantine. Okay, so now my hair is complete. I added a little bit more of a curl to it, and instantly I just feel way more put together, way more confident, way more ready to get some work or non-work done. And now I can actually feel cute when my boyfriend FaceTimes me. Okay, so I just threw on a little dress over my t-shirt, threw on a few pieces of jewelry, and now I definitely feel all put together. Like I said, I was in a funk this morning, so doing this little get ready with me and showing you guys my favorite things during this insane time really helped me feel more motivated and just all around in a more positive mood. Before we go, I wanted to share a verse with you guys that I keep going back to during this time, and it just feels really profound when all of this feels overwhelming, and it's just hard to believe that this is even happening all over the world at once. It feels like I'm watching a movie most of the time, so coming back to the word really helps me refocus and have a sense of peace. So I just wanted to share this verse with you guys really quick. This is from the book of John, chapter 16, and this is verse 33. And this is actually Jesus speaking, and he says, "These things I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." So when I read that, that just makes me know that no matter what happens in this world, because we will have trouble in this world, we are definitely promised that, but no matter what, Jesus has already overcome the world. We can just take peace in knowing that, and knowing that he has a plan through all of this, and that we can't control any of this, and that it's in his hands, and luckily it's not in our own hands. And so I'm just so thankful that I can lift all my worries, all my fears, all my heaviness up to him, and he will gladly take it from me. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this little get ready with me / showing you guys some of my favorite things during quarantine. I will link all my favorites down below, so definitely check that out if any of those interested you guys. And again, I hope everyone is staying safe and staying healthy and staying home when you can. And thank you to everyone who is out in the front lines and who are essential workers at the moment. We really appreciate you, especially now during this time. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.